Today, we're stepping back in time, not to a museum, but to the very heart of what once made America an industrial titan. We're in Ohio, exploring the hauntingly beautiful ruins of forgotten ironworks. These aren't just piles of rust and crumbling brick. They're monuments to a bygone era, silent witnesses to the rise and fall of American manufacturing. Join me as we walk through these industrial cathedrals and uncover the stories they still have to tell. What you're seeing around me is the skeleton of a once mighty furnace. Imagine this place 100 years ago. The air thick with smoke, the ground shaking, the roar of the fire, a constant thunder. This was the sound of progress, the sound of prosperity. Thousands of men worked here, turning raw ore into the iron that built our cities, our railways, our nation. This wasn't just a job, it was a way of life. Entire communities, like the one we're standing in, were built around these furnaces. The company store, the workers' houses, the local church, everything revolved around the rhythm of the iron. So, what happened? Why did the fires go out? It's a complex story, a perfect storm of factors. After World War II, the global landscape started to shift. Countries devastated by the war rebuilt their industries with newer, more efficient technology, often with financial aid from the US itself. Suddenly, American factories, which had been the undisputed kings, faced stiff competition from places like Japan and Germany. They could produce high-quality steel and other goods at a lower cost. Back home, technology was also changing. New methods of steel production made these older, smaller iron furnaces obsolete. It was cheaper to build massive modern facilities than to upgrade these historic sites. Think of it like trying to upgrade a classic car with modern-day tech at some point. It's more practical to just get a new car. The same economic logic applied here, but on a massive scale. The industry consolidated, moving to larger plants and leaving these smaller, community-based operations behind. Then came the wave of globalization in the latter half of the 20th century. Companies began looking for ways to cut costs even further. This meant moving production overseas where labor was cheaper and regulations were often less strict. The North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, in the 1990s accelerated this trend. While proponents argued it would lower prices for consumers, the undeniable reality for communities like this one was devastating. Factory after factory closed its doors. The sound of industry was replaced by an eerie silence. Walking through these ruins, you can feel the human cost. Every empty building tells a story of a lost job, a family that had to move, a town that lost its identity. When the main employer leaves, the ripple effect is enormous. The local diner loses its customers, the grocery store struggles, property values plummet, and the tax base that supports schools and public services evaporates. What's left is a hollowed-out community, grappling with unemployment and a sense of being left behind. These aren't just economic statistics, they are personal tragedies repeated thousands of times over across the Rust Belt. Look at this. You can still see the tracks where rail cars would have brought in coal and iron ore, and taken out the finished pig iron. You can almost hear the whistles and the clanking of the cars. These places were marvels of engineering for their time. Everything was designed for maximum efficiency, a symphony of manpower and machine. The men who worked here were tough, skilled, and proud of what they did. They were literally building the country. It's a profound contrast to the silence that hangs in the air today. But the story isn't just about decline, it's also about what comes next. What do you do with the legacy of these industrial giants? Here in Ohio, and across the Rust Belt, people are asking that very question. Some of these sites have been reclaimed by nature, turning into unintentional wildlife sanctuaries. Moss and trees grow over the old brickwork, creating a surreal, almost post-apocalyptic beauty. Photographers and urban explorers are drawn to these places, capturing their haunting decay. Others are being actively preserved. Local historical societies and passionate volunteers are working to stabilize these structures, turning them into parks and educational centers. They want to ensure that future generations don't forget the industrial heritage that shaped this region. These sites can become powerful classrooms, teaching us about technology, economics, and the social history of our country. They remind us where we came from and prompt us to think about where we're going. And that brings us to the future of American manufacturing. The narrative of complete collapse isn't entirely accurate. Manufacturing in the US is not dead, but it has transformed. The focus has shifted from the heavy labor-intensive industries of the past to high-tech, automated, and specialized production. Think of semiconductors, aerospace components, medical devices, and electric vehicles. These new industries require a different kind of workforce, one with advanced technical skills and training. The challenge now is bridging the gap. How do we retrain workers from old industries for the jobs of the future? How do we invest in the education and infrastructure needed to support this new wave of manufacturing? And how can we ensure that the benefits of this new economy are shared more broadly, so we don't create new pockets of forgotten communities? These are the questions that policymakers, educators, and business leaders are grappling with today. As we finish our tour standing here amidst the echoes of the past, it's a moment for reflection. These ruins are not just a symbol of loss, They're a powerful reminder of our capacity for innovation and our ability to build incredible things. They also serve as a cautionary tale about the human consequences of rapid economic change and the importance of planning for the future. The story of American manufacturing is still being written. By understanding our past, the triumphs and the failures, we can make smarter choices for the chapters yet to come. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Ohio's forgotten ironworks. It's a side of American history that deserves to be seen and remembered. What do you think the future holds for places like this? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this exploration interesting, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more dives into our hidden history. See you next time.